So against Rice, we ran power read quite a few times, but in this game we ran power read as well as zone read. And on this play, we'll see David Ash running zone read for the first time. Now it's questionable whether this is actually a read. Right here is the moment where he'd be making the read, and he would be reading this player right here as opposed to the defensive end. But we just block it, so it looks like it's a keeper all the way, sort of regardless of what's happening with the defensive end here. Because the correct read here would be to hand off if we're actually reading, and we would leave this player unblocked. And since he's not crashing, then you'd hand off to Brown on this play. But we keep, and certainly that's not a problem for us. It essentially turns into kind of a sweep play to David Ash, and he picks up a nice game. So here we see the power read, and David Ash is going to take the snap here, and again, him and Monroe are going to work to the same side. We've got power blocking. See Mason Walters pulling here, and he's reading the first man outside of the defensive end, which in this case is this linebacker. He's looking to see, does he commit inside or commit outside. In this case, he gives a clear commitment inside, so Ash is going to hand the ball off. See, you notice him kind of running almost with DJ Monroe here. The longer he can delay this handoff, the more sure he can be about the commitment of this player, and it gives them a better read. Puts more pressure on the defense to commit. So you see Monroe there making really good use of that seam, and he's just very, very fast with the football. So that was a great play for us. So here's another version of zone read. Now you could actually tell by alignment whether we were going to run zone read or power read with David Ash in the game. Zone read, we had the triangle formation. Power read, we were going to run trips. So let's look at this version. It's kind of a testament to execution that we were able to get so much out of these plays. BYU is good against the run, but they ultimately just couldn't shut these plays down. We consistently got yards out of them all game long. And that really bodes well for the future, because as we add to these packages, you can bet that we're, one, going to hide our intentions more, but two, you can bet that teams are just going to have trouble shutting this down. Ash and Monroe together in this formation present a real problem for the defense. So power read again here. Not a whole lot of mystery. The alignment's exactly the same. We're getting trips to one side. And again, Ash is reading this player here just outside the defensive end, since the defensive end is lined up inside. He again is going to give to Monroe because it looks like this player is committing upfield. And again, Monroe is able to make a lot out of anything you give him. Harris makes a great block out here to control this player as long as he does, even though Ship gets enough of that cut for Monroe to be able to get good yards out of this. It's almost a touchdown. So here we see another power read. This time you notice the defensive end is lined up outside the tight end. So we leave him unblocked. And so that creates a read on this defensive end rather than on this linebacker. The defensive end is staying at home. He's kind of staying wide here. So rather than giving here, as Ash and Monroe mesh, he's going to keep. And you can see there's a great running lane that opens up for him here. The power blocking creates this wall. Hopkins is able to get downfield and get on this linebacker, and Ash has a nice big running lane here on the keeper. This is exactly why these read plays are so powerful, is they allow us to leave some of the best defenders unblocked and still pick up huge amounts of yards as long as we make the read correctly. Just one more zone read look for us here. And this is a keeper from David Ash. The thing I wanted to point out here was kind of what happens in space. Irby really struggles with this block, and in general in this game, he really struggled with this blocking in space. we're really in the box too. That's one aspect that we definitely need to improve going forward, and it's kind of the upside of this team is blocking from our extra blockers, our H-backs in particular, along with some of our tight ends. Jones didn't have a particularly good game blocking either, although both of the players made good effort. Jones was a little bit more effective. Irby almost does nothing on this play, and that kind of kills this play. If he makes this block, or at least gets positioning enough to keep this linebacker to the inside, then David Ash has a wide open running lane, probably picks up close to a first down there. As it is, he gains 3 yards. So, now that we know that we're committed to David Ash having a very significant role in this team and having a complex running game going forward, we absolutely need our extra blockers to step up and contribute more.